everybody. Welcome in. I'm your host, Lady Blaze, and joining me is my co-host, Lady T and Smiley J. Hey, ladies, how you doing?
Hey,
Hey,
how you doing?
We are. I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm sick today, but we're gonna get through this. So today we want to talk about relationships in the Black community, and we all know that having love relationships, having relationships with family, sometimes having relationship with friends can sometimes be hard in the Black community. And the funny thing is, we don't even know why.
mm,
So what we want to do is talk about it, get your perspective, send us an email, comment, like, share, because we want to know your perspective behind why is it so hard to have a decent relationship in the Black community. So joining us are going to be two special guests. We have Ricardo Jones and Jasmine Denise. So we're going to welcome them to the platform. Rico, Jazz, how
hey,
y'all doing?
hey,
Welcome
Hey,
in.
everybody.
hey y'all.
Mm,
Hey.
welcome, welcome.
So this is our second episode of Cooking and Cackling, and of course the cooking is gonna come. Right now we just cooking up the conversation because we trying to get people to like, subscribe, and share to Cooking and Cackling. So what we're gonna talk about is why is it so hard to have a decent relationship in the Black community? That's whether it's with family, because family is our first. What we say, family is our first line of love. Because we grow up with family
Right.
first, right?
Hmm.
Right.
And then eventually we kind of fade away from family. Anybody think, anybody wonder why? Why does it happen like that with family? Because I had some cousins that I was straight crazy about. But now I don't even call them jokers. I won't even fight for them. You can't even
Right.
call me. I ain't catching no flight. Not doing it. You don't call. You don't talk. You don't show up. You don't support. I mean, that's just family.
I think that's more so because as we grow up and we become, while we were younger, our parents made sure we were around each other, or life situations made sure we was around each other all the time. When we grow up, we tend to grow up and grow apart. It's our job as individuals to keep those relationships close if we want to keep them. But sometimes life gets in front of us and we don't. Me and my cousins grew up together and we were thick as thieves. We still cool as I don't know what now, but you can tell that we've grown up and grown apart. Not apart where we don't love each other and we can call each other the drop of a dime because we had a really close bond. But we don't see each other every day like we used to. But the cousins that are all there in that same area with them, they just as thick as we were when we were little. I just think it's just life in general, which way it takes us.
I mean, okay, I get that. So what about the ones that, well, I guess, because you moved away. You military
I
for
did.
the
I
most part.
did.
So that's understandable. So what about the ones that live around the corner? We live around the corner and can barely get up to see each other. But when you say, oh, such and such died, you be like, oh shit, let me come. Don't come over here. Don't come over here.
Because that older generation gone.
Hmm.
We the new
Because they
older
all used to come
generation.
see grandma, right?
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody go to grandma's house. And then once
Yep.
grandma's gone, if somebody doesn't take on grandma's role, the role that grandma used was grandma had as the glue, then it's not there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I can say I personally experienced that with my family personally. When you lose the grandparents, not only do the cousins, separate and depart, I think even the aunts and the uncles and even the older people, they're not as close as they were. Because like she was saying, I feel like it's the grandparents that were actually the glue for the entire family.
Okay,
Yeah.
but it ain't like we on a shortage of grandparents. They become grandparents too.
Well, I mean, like I said, it depends. Like, for example, right now, when stuff happens with my family, 90% of the time, it also depends on the family dynamics. Like, it depends on the kids and the mamas, and it's a lot of dynamics to that. So with my family, a lot of times when they get together, it's something that 90% of the time is something that I said, okay, we're gonna do a short little family gathering. All of us get together, nieces, nephews, sisters. I'm gonna plan it. Here, I send information out, y'all show up. A lot of people don't like to take on the responsibility of planning and the headache of getting the stuff together for the family to get together. They just want to be the ones that just show up where you want me to be, and I'll show up. I mean, and sometimes some family members want to just show up and eat, partake, don't want to pay, don't want to contribute, don't want to do none of that. So a lot of times it becomes a lot on somebody who's younger, not older like that grandmother, and they just drop the ball. They're like, okay, I don't want to do it no more. And that's where the family doesn't spend as much time together. And I think family, having a close knit family and knowing what love and family relationships is supposed to look like, bleeds into relationships, as in a man and a woman in a relationship, in a household, or a mother and a father relationship, or a child and a parent relationship. If they don't have that image of what it's supposed to look like, then sometimes people are just trying. As parents, we don't get a book that says this is what you're supposed to do. We just do what we think is right, whether it goes left or right. Like I tell my oldest son all the time, baby, you was attempt number one. You know what I'm saying? I tried it. Okay, I learned some stuff that I should have did differently, and I did that differently
Yep.
with the second one. And I was like, oh Lord Jesus, that was a girl. That was a little different. Okay, let me try it different with this one. So I did it a little different with my last one. So I think it's just all trial and error. And sometimes lately, with the way life has been going, it's been lifing, and I think everybody's going the direction of I'm going to take care of me instead of let me take care of us, which is what the grandparents were doing. They were making sure they put everybody else first. They were taking care of everybody else first, making sure that those family bonds were there.
I
And just
get it.
to piggyback off of that, I think the older we get, the priorities, are different. It's not to say that, I don't love my cousins or anything, but it's almost like you start putting your own personal priorities
Mm-hmm.
on top of, just hanging out. When we had that time when we were younger, we didn't have things
Right,
that we had to focus on that were more important than hanging out with our cousins.
right.
So,
That makes perfect sense. Rico, you got some?
Maybe it's just me because um in my family, if you don't do the same things I do or that person do, we don't hang out with you. And then jealousy play a big part in that too, because
Oh,
I don't like doing certain things certain people like to do. And when family reunion comes, you have a circle over here and a circle over here and a circle over here. And then if y'all don't do the
yep.
same thing, why are we hanging out together?
You want to know
Yeah,
why,
exactly. Why did
Rico?
you even show up?
No, no, no.
Right.
You're supposed to show up. Even if you are doing circles separately, the circles, you over there in that circle, and this person over there in that circle, and this person over there in that circle, that's fine if y'all don't like to do the same thing. But guess who's running around playing together? Those
Kids.
The
kids.
yeah,
kids.
The
yeah.
All the
kids. The
reason
The
they
family
play
kids.
sport.
reunion is supposed to be for the kids, not really for the adults. Those kids need to create a bond together, grow together. So if they grow up and say, okay, I'm gonna go sit over there in that circle, or I'm gonna go sit over there in that circle, at least they have a family circle. But the
Mm-hmm.
kids have to start knowing each other. So I mean, I get what Rico's saying. They do that, and some people have the mindset, like Lady Blaze said, well, shoot, well then why even show up if we finna do this circle clicking stuff? It's not for us, it's for the
I
kids.
mean,
But at the
I
end of the
agree.
day, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you good. Go ahead.
I think at the end of the day, it's just all the maturity level. Because at the end of the day, you got to understand that it's family. This ain't like that we not blood. And I understand family can cross you, but we should have that bond is strong enough that where we can have our fallouts and get back together. It's not like it's
Hmm.
friends, but at the same token, when you're around family, you need to exhibit that as one because like Smiley J was saying, there's kids looking at you. Kids are looking at you as the example when you're around. So I don't think it should be a place to where we're going and oh I'm not hanging out with them because of adult issues that kids
Mm-hmm.
probably won't even begin to be able to comprehend.
Right. And we should stop talking about these issues too around these kids. Because these kids get
Hmm.
around the family and start saying some stuff that you don't say it in the house. And you be like, well, wait a minute. Well, you said it. You did. You said be an adult about it and talk to the family. Because it's okay to say, hey, I didn't like the way you did such and such, or I don't like the way you
Right.
treated me when this happened. Just have a conversation about it. Because I just did it recently with one of my aunts. That I think I didn't talk to her for maybe 7, 8 years because I thought that she put my mother out of the family house. My grandmother has a house that my grandfather built with his own hands. It's paid off, and it's the house where when anybody get in trouble, you can go stay there. You're supposed to be able to go stay in the house. And it got so ridiculous where I thought she put my mama out, and honey, I didn't talk to her for years. But we had a conversation about it just recently last year. We okay now. Okay. But
I
it's
just
good to
wish
talk about things.
I wish we can go back to that. Y'all remember that scene in Poetic Justice when Tupac and Janet Jackson went to that barbecue? Nobody knew
Mm-hmm.
who they was. They was like, who was that? Who was that? But it didn't matter. That's cousin, that's You know what I'm saying? Because it was a community of people. There was no
I
jealousy.
really,
It
to
was
me,
no
I
mess.
really
It was
don't.
none of that.
Yeah.
They just
I,
enjoyed each other.
Right.
mhm. I think it's gonna be hard to get back to that stage because we're not living in today's society like it was when our grandparents was here. When our
Mhm.
grandparents were here, stuff didn't cost that much. Our grandparents didn't mind paying for everything, and everybody just show up. We're not living in that society, so people have got so adjusted to us just showing up instead of contributing that that's why we're not connected. That's why we're not together because everybody don't want to contribute. People just want to show up, and that's what they used to because that's what our grandparents did.
Well, that's
But
true.
I,
and that's
So,
but it should but now it's more of I'm not showing up because I don't feel like I can. It's more of a monetary thing at this point
hmm,
when it should
yeah,
just be like, I can't afford to do it, but I'm gonna come anyway. And I guess maybe other family members may look at it as a using thing, but at the end of the day, I mean, that's where we have to also talk and understand like what's going on with our people.
We are our own critics, I tell you. Because
hmm,
if a family member showed up and they didn't contribute nothing, you're gonna have that auntie or that uncle in the corner talking about their asses on the low, talking about he better not take no plate home. Did you keep an eye on them? Where did you see them? Where they went? Where them goddamn kids at? We do the fucking most.
but
We
the
I think,
most
absolutely do.
as a
well,
black community, we do.
Yes, we tear
but
each
let's
other
pause.
down.
I like to be devil's advocate. You know what I'm saying? Let's pause for a second. I agree with everything y'all saying, but
Hmm,
I think a lot of times that comes from when family members say you choose what you want to spend your money on, right? So
hmm,
you'll choose to buy them expensive clothes or buy them
yeah,
expensive shoes, or you'll choose to go to the club and buy bottles. But when it's time
hmm,
to have the money for your family to come to the family reunion, you want to holler
You
you
ain't got
broke.
it.
You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
I'm not saying that's everybody's situation. It can be both sides of
It's
what y'all
majority.
saying and what I'm saying. But people look at that and they're like, well, didn't I just see them on social media buying bottles?
Hmm,
Why
Yeah.
they can't pay they $50 a head, they $50 for their family to come to this family reunion because the money is going directly to what you're consuming, the food, right?
Right.
So I think another big thing that happened with our community, why stuff is not like it used to be, and I think it's because a lot of people today, this is not the main reason. Let's make sure I put that out there. I'm not saying this is the main reason. I'm saying this is one of the contributing factors. I think a lot of times we let a lot of our younger generation is letting our kids just grow up. They're not raising them. They're not teaching them the foundations of what a family is, how you're supposed to treat
hmm,
each other, how you're supposed to love each other. They're just letting them grow up and then cousins fighting cousins, having beef with cousins
hmm,
because the cousins don't even know they cousins until later on. Or it's just, I think that we're missing the togetherness, the communication, the growing up and catching them ass whoopings together. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what's missing. One of the things that is missing, the reason why the relationships are suffering. And I'm talking about all relationships. I'm talking about friendships, boyfriendship, girlfriendship, just ships, relationships in general are missing that because they don't know how to take care of somebody else or love somebody else or give somebody else what you want. It's a me, 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 me. What are you going to give me? Not what are we going to give each other? And I think that
yeah,
goes back into why you have such a hard time with relationships because
hmm,
damaged people take damaged stuff into the next relationship instead of learning from their mistakes or learning from whatever they went through and growing through it. They don't grow through it, they get stuck in it. Just grow
And
through it and
bitter.
you can get to the next
hmm.
phase of life with a smile on your face.
Right.
I
And I
mean,
think a lot of people are afraid of being used.
yeah. I mean, I think relationships are like lottery. It's like gambling. I mean, it's a possibility, right? Everything's a
Hmm.
possibility. It's a possibility you're gonna get hurt. It's a possibility you might hurt somebody else. It's a possibility you're
Mhm.
gonna be happy. It's a possibility you might have found the one. It's a possibility you might have found somebody who's pretending to be the one and ain't the one. It's all possibilities.
Mhm.
So if
It's
you
a
choose to be in
gamble.
a relationship, then you choose to deal with the possibilities. Rico, you can't sit still over there. Tell me, bro, what you think about what I'm saying? Because he is like,
I know because hey, you got all the perspective, sir. Because this relationship stuff, we listening
Oh,
from a man's perspective.
okay, wait. Let me back up a little bit. Whew. Okay, with the family thing, right? Who started the circles at the family reunions? Because it wasn't the kids who started the different circles and the different
it was the
people.
It
adult.
wasn't. It was
The grown,
adult.
It
you
was the
got the
grown
people.
folk.
You got people over there talking about everybody that comes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Then you got
Mm-hmm.
people over here who drink. You got people over here who smoke, and then you got the church people who don't do nothing. So now everybody
They
separated.
do
No, they you
everything.
just don't know what
They
they
do
do.
everything. You just
They
don't
do
see it.
everything. You just don't know about it.
Them
Exactly. You
church
got
people are the worst.
they
You hear
hide it.
me?
They hide it real good, but y'all over there in the circle talk about the people who do it,
Mhm.
which don't make no sense to me. But
It don't,
me
because
and my family in
realistically,
school. Me and my family all growing up together. We were together all day, every day, all in school, everywhere.
I remember that.
I
Everybody.
know.
I can't speak for everybody's family. We just growed up like that. We didn't care what the adults were doing. So we just show up at the family reunion just because I want to see my cousin them. But every family ain't like that. We never hid nothing we did in the streets,
Mhm.
nowhere. We just show up, show out, and then we go home. Now, this gamble with who you picking in life, woo,
Ooh.
woo, it's a telltale sign on life and the people you choose. You just choose to
Ah.
get it. You know what you picking, especially if you picking them out the clubs. It's hard to pick somebody out of church, but you know
Bad,
what you pick.
bad people ain't in the club all the time, Rico. You know what I'm saying? Some people
Exactly.
might need a
Majority.
You but 92%.
I mean, I used to go to the club all the time, but I consider myself a great damn
Right.
Rico said you went to the
individual.
club, you bad.
That one up there. Ooh, Lord.
I mean, come on now. You know the Legion used to be popping on Friday nights. That's just where we showed
Right.
up at.
But all of us used to go, but we didn't leave with nobody and marry them and date them.
Oh no. We didn't do that shit.
Exactly.
We didn't do
You
that
know what
shit.
you get out the club for? You better catch you somebody at Walmart or you better go get them out of City Trend or something. I don't know,
You just
man.
have to
Uh,
show out.
you
Rico,
know, I
them
don't.
same people at Walmart and City Trends
It's
is at the
same people in
club
the
at
club.
night.
Right.
They the
But guess
same
what?
people.
And guess
The
what?
Walmart and City Trend.
But guess what? They ain't in there for no marriage line. Y'all keep on. What a fact.
Well, I don't think I would pick my significant other from the club. I just don't think. I've never done it. I won't lie to you. Now I have gone to the club with at the time was my boyfriend. And the thing about going to the club with people is when they don't do certain things, they expect you not to do certain things. Cause that was the first time that was honestly the first time I when I tell you they had to turn the lights on, you know when they turn the lights on, they were like, oh
Time to
shit,
go home.
what is she doing?
Yeah.
Cause I was damn sure doing some shit. You hear me? I like
Right.
I, I like to have a good time when I go somewhere. And the person I was with, they like to stand on the wall. They will be a wall hug. Like, what the fuck you doing on the wall? It's a club. So I found somebody else to dance with. Now you mad. What you mad for? Matter of fact, you should have stayed your ass at home.
That's so disrespectful. Oh
That
It's
wow.
is
not
true
disrespectful.
violence.
It's the so if we agree to go to the club together, the whole purpose. If we didn't get a table, we all know what the Legion looked like because it's the only club I've really been to. We all know what the Legion look like. If you didn't get a table to sit over in the dark, what I could have sat at home and drink. I came to have a good time with the music. So if I'm sorry, buddy, that you only have two steps in your step, but I want to go dance.
So you gonna
So you
dance with
can't be.
somebody else while your man
Wait a
That's
Hey,
sitting
what
there
she
and you think
said.
that's disrespectful?
trying to
wait
start a
a
fight.
minute. So y'all looking at
You
this
trying
wrong.
to start
It's
a
a
fight.
club full of
I
people. It's
know,
not
right,
like
my friend.
it's not like I said, oh shit, I like him. Let me. So when we went to the club, we used to go to the club from the prison. We all worked at the prison. So when we went to the club, we were all co-workers. It wasn't like I'm out here trying to date this person, have a anything with this person. We were just out having a good time. So if Buddy want to hug the wall, buddy. You can hug me later. But I'm finna go
But
Hug
bed.
that wall with
but if
me.
your man finds it
No.
disrespectful, T,
Right.
that's your man.
Because
If
what if it
so,
was
if
this?
it's
What if it was the
disrespectful, then you
other
should
shoe
stay
on the
your ass
foot?
at home.
So
That's
it would
Ooh-wee.
so you would have been okay with him going up to a woman
I
dance with a
absolutely
woman.
would have. I absolutely would have.
Okay.
That's
But
the
I mean,
problem.
if that,
Absolutely would have.
but I mean, if that's their agreement, that's their agreement. I mean,
Yeah. I
everybody
mean,
different.
if
Cause
they
my
cool
man
with
ain't
it,
I,
going
yeah.
up to no woman. But if that's what they agree on,
but I don't even know. I don't even know why we have to. I don't even know why you have to say, well, if we go to this club, let's have this
No,
conversation. When we go to
no,
this club,
listen.
I know you don't like to
that's
dance,
a
but I'm gonna
level
sit
of
over here in the corner
disrespect.
with you. We have to have that conversation.
No, you don't
That's
have
a
to,
level.
T. You don't have to have that conversation. If you know if you're dating somebody, eventually you know your man, and you know your man only got 2 steps, and he gonna stay on the wall in 2 steps. So if you do choose to go to the dance floor, out of me, I'm not judging you. I'm saying it. I'm speaking on me, Smiley
I
J.
know.
No, you better speak on her. Speak on her. No, don't
She
come
can't
No,
to
speak.
me.
She can't speak on
no,
me because
I'm speaking on me. I would dance in the middle of the dance floor, and anybody who came up to me to dance with me, I'd be like, "Oh no, baby, I want to dance by myself. My man over there, I'm good." Out of respect for my man, because I know me personally, I don't want my man bumping and grinding with nobody on that dance floor because I don't even want her to think it's a possibility. I don't want
mm,
that. So I
that
wouldn't do it. But you said
mm,
you don't mind. So if you don't
it
mind, then
didn't
it's not
bother
a big
me,
deal.
honey.
But
Because
for
at the
me,
end of the day, we going home together. We
I
out here to
shoot
have a
them
good time.
holes and shoot them.
Okay.
Nah, baby, you
See,
gotta get
but
gone.
okay, that was cool back in the day. Back in the day, yeah, it was cool for everybody just to mingle then with each other. But now everybody got an ulterior motive. Like,
They had one then, we
yeah,
just didn't know it. They had one
exactly.
Well, right. I
But
mean, I
it's
guess
out in the
you
open
right,
now because
Jazz.
of social media. They putting everything on social media and they basically telling you, oh yeah, I'm finna go get her man. So
Mhm.
Exactly.
yeah.
So I understand that completely. And what I'm talking about, this is 20 plus years ago,
Oh
y'all. I
yeah.
mean,
Back in the day, that
realistically,
was fine.
it was because we were all co-workers, we was all friends. I didn't see an issue with it. I mean, even if he danced with a young lady, I wouldn't see an issue with it. I wouldn't care. It's all about trust. I trust the fact that we drove in this motherfucker together. We gonna leave together.
Wait, you talking about a friend or a boyfriend?
If she
Right.
said a boyfriend,
At
that
the
ain't got shit
time,
to
it
do
was a
with trust.
boyfriend.
Oh,
That
at
At
ain't
the
the
got
time,
nothing to
time,
do
it
with
was a
trust.
boyfriend.
So at the time when y'all got back in that car, it wasn't no conversation about
It
what
wasn't no
happened in the
issue.
club.
you
Baby, he
crazy.
felt some type of way. He just didn't tell you. What you said, Rico? He corny.
But real corny. Let me tell you something. You better have
Okay.
two outfits
But
because you're gonna be wet on one of them outfits playing with me like that. I don't care. 20 years ago. I'm gonna throw
He
a
but
either
also
he
you
either
have
but wait, he either corny or he over there doing something behind your back. I'm
Right.
sorry.
That's why he didn't tell. So he
and
wasn't
that
gonna
and
say
that's
the
possible
anything.
too. But let's
That's
be realistic
exactly
though.
why he
I
didn't care.
wasn't. It's not like we were. So first of all, I don't dance like that either. I don't do the whole grinding and bumping. It wasn't none of that. Literally, me and the person was dancing in front of each other. It wasn't no you hold me, I hold you. It was just dancing to the music. It was all of us on the dance floor. All of us on the
Okay.
dance floor. Co-workers just on the dance floor.
Okay.
Okay, 20 plus years ago, right? You want to go 20 plus
20
years ago?
plus years ago. 20 plus
Who
years ago.
who Vernon fought at the Thonotista when the oh Lord Vernon Date was dancing with the boy and the big fight happened at the Thonotista at prom night? You talking about 20 plus years ago, and all
Well,
that
wait a
went to
minute, because
school.
I didn't go to the prom, so I don't know about that. What happened at the Thornatiska?
Vernon went with the Alicia girl, the Alicia Smith girl.
No. Oh, well, we
At
can't
the
talk
You
about
just
that.
put
Thonotista,
everybody business out.
you know
You
what?
gonna let it go?
I forgot. I forgot. We'll do that on a later date. But it's just different,
You see,
right?
I don't know what the hell they had going on.
You see the hand on her mouth. Okay, we'll talk about
We
it
gonna
when we go out.
call Vernon out.
I'm just saying though, I can do it. No, we together. We together. Once we leave, we leave. No. Listen, I ain't gonna fight you,
Yeah.
but I'm throwing things on you and him.
Now, realistically, if he had told me, "Hey, I don't want you dancing with nobody. I'm uncomfortable with it," I wouldn't have. I absolutely wouldn't have. But we
Okay.
didn't have those conversations because we were all friends. That's just being real.
Oh, now y'all just friends, they're different, but like boyfriend, no.
Right.
Mm-mm.
Jeez,
Black
I thought you was about to choke me.
relationship don't work with black women.
I thought you were saying that was your
Wait a minute now.
boyfriend.
You
You
It
too.
was. I'm saying.
just
So I'm
going
It
too
saying
was
that
far.
your
all of the
boyfriend?
people
It
that was
was
on the
her
dance floor,
boyfriend.
Man,
We
you
were
crazy.
friends. All of the coworkers, y'all ain't listening to me. Goddamn
I
black
don't
folk.
know, because the
We
way
used
these
to work.
dudes, I don't
So
know
we
about
used to
20
work
years
2 to
ago.
10 at Calhoun State Prison. So when we got off at the prison, all of us, the damn near whole shift, met up at the Legion. So what I'm saying is we're all friends. So you mean to tell me I can spend all day with these people, but I can't dance with somebody? That's crazy to me.
No,
I
no,
don't
baby.
understand why people put stipulations on
No.
communicating with people.
No, T, when you said dancing, it was just like y'all dancing, like he had his space, you had your space, and y'all not bumping and grinding on each other. That's a bunch of people on the dance floor dancing. That I understand. Everybody dancing on the dance floor.
Right.
Today's
Completely
dancing,
understand that.
yeah.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
Today
today
you
I
have
wouldn't
your
do
head
dancing
between the
on
washer and the
me?
dryer.
today
No.
I wouldn't do that because everybody out here looking for a man. And I'm sorry, if it's mine, you can't have it.
Well, you need to
Right.
explain
But
that to the bill then, ma'am.
but
You
at
can't do
Right.
that.
but
Because
at
You know,
19
I
and
was
20
going on
years
today
old,
time.
I'm
And
going out
today's
there.
time, baby, your
Hold on,
head is
20 years
between the
ago.
washer and the dryer.
Right. So
You
that when
ain't
your
even
head
gonna make it
go,
to the car.
girl, you crazy. You see what they do now?
I see what they do now. I don't even go out now, so that's not a
Yeah,
part of my
right now.
life right now.
I'll order me a beer, hit you with it, and then you get one of them beers. You
Oh my
crazy?
Jesus! So
What they do now?
you just wasted that money. You said order a beer and hit you with it.
But you ain't saying nothing to T when she said your head going between their never mind. I was finna try it.
Is that
Just
what
saying,
she said? That's what she said. The head? Did
Baby,
she say
today,
your head?
yes.
why
Today
you
you
miss
gonna have
that?
your head between the washer and the dryer.
Why you playing like
Yeah.
that? You do that? Oh,
You
Ooh, Jesus.
choosing violence.
facts.
I
That's what
don't
you're
choose.
doing.
I guess I was disrespectful 20 some years ago. Then
Yes, you
it wasn't
was.
intentional.
Yes, it
We
was.
looked at, yep, you
I
was.
mean, I
It
can
was.
admit if I was wrong, I was wrong. I can admit that I was wrong. But 20 years ago, baby, it was we having fun.
And you
Because at
said
the end
it's
of
a
the day,
problem with black women. She just apologized and everything. Look at that.
It's too late to apologize
yeah.
after you done
No,
did
it
wrong.
ain't never too late.
You can't
No,
go
honey,
dance with nobody else on a date. You on a date and you dancing with somebody else in the club.
well, I'm on a date with everybody. Apparently, at that point, shit, we in the club. We we having fun, y'all.
I'm
Okay,
Right.
I'm
man, you
glad
got
you
this.
stayed
Now
out
you
the
see why
You
club.
know what?
relationships don't work. Now you see why relationships don't work.
But she
No,
But
no, no,
don't
no.
that's
live
Hold
not
with
why
on.
him no more, and
relationships don't
she
work.
Okay,
still
I'm
her
gonna tell
relationship
y'all
still
Hey,
another
going.
reason.
She in trouble.
hey, don't take me all at once. Raise your hand or something. It's okay.
Listen,
Go ahead.
another reason relationships don't work is because people tend to know how to keep secrets a whole lot better now, right? Prime example, you got side pieces okay with being side pieces, so they know to stay in their lane. And then when all stuff blows up, the main is mad about how much they've invested in something that was not real at all. So that's another reason why relationships don't work. And now that stems from communication. Because if it's something that you have to go to a side piece to get, then all we had to do was have a conversation about it. I might have gave you whatever you was looking for if you would have told me that's what you wanted.
Mm-hmm. And,
Right.
That's another
and
reason we
aside
got
from those
relationships.
secrets, though, it ain't working because social media. You got more social media
So
outlets.
social
Yes.
media is yes.
They can
The
reach
the
out to
Yeah, the
other
devil.
women on social media, they DMs and
get
Insta
advice
messages,
on
and
social media, gonna do
absolutely,
what everybody else relationship doing on social media. You can't go by what
Mm-hmm.
everybody
baby,
else
they got
doing.
cheating on demand.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I just go with y'all every time I listen to y'all with them lives. I'm trying to stay woke on them lives y'all telling
What?
them.
We not lying.
I really dozed
Where,
off on the lives y'all telling. Listen, man. Oh Lord,
where are the
y'all
How
lies
you
that we
doze off
know?
on the live?
Please.
y'all so controlling and do this and do that, and I'm gonna let you do this. Y'all ain't gonna
So
agree to the.
you just ain't used to women telling you, hey, yeah, we did X, Y, and Z. We were wrong. We were right. What are you trying to get us to say?
Yeah, what do you mean
That we
by
were bad women?
controlling?
I ain't no bad fucking woman. You ain't gonna ever get me to say that I was a
My
bad woman.
You my dog. I love you to death. Oh Lord, but you
You ain't gonna ever get me to say that. Ever.
that you ain't controlling. Women ain't gonna never agree to that. They
Oh no
control.
no! I didn't say that. I
And
said a bad
It's a
woman.
difference
But
between
controlling
being
don't make them a bad
controlling.
woman.
Yeah,
It
it's a
doesn't.
big difference.
after he hollering, whoo, I'm sorry, but
I'm just
What do you?
saying controlling don't make them a bad woman. There might be a man who wants a controlling woman. You got to find your positive to your negative or your puzzle piece. You got to find a person that meshes with you. So what you may think is a bad trait in a woman, somebody else might think that shit's sexy as hell.
you might be right on that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So
I
But
mean,
they're not
And the
explain
making
black,
food
explain
for
what
them.
you
a
mean
lot
by
of black men,
controlling.
a lot of black men feel like black women are controlling because black women can do everything by themselves. We
Yes,
don't have to depend on a man no more. We know how
yes.
to go clock in on the job Monday through Friday or however else we work. So
And
now
pay
the
our
fact that we
bills.
don't have to depend on a man now is labeled as controlling.